Tummy Talk.
Hello everybody. This is the first episode of Uncle Tummy's Storytime. It's February, so I decided to honor Black History Month. Now, this story doesn't involve anyone of African heritage. In fact, it takes place in Asia. The first story is called Black is Beautiful. It was 2002. It was China. I had never been a teacher. Now I was. After 7 days of training, now I was a teacher. Before I got there, the Americans who ran the program asked me, "What age group do you want?" In my ignorance, I said 12 to 14-year-olds, maybe, I don't know. There was something I didn't know about that age group, never having been a teacher. The school must have been happy about my choice because, as I was told, they were the worst little its in the whole school. 1 foot in childhood, 1 foot in adulthood. They were mean little ers, as I was in that stage of my life too. Rebellion and revolution. I remember it well. What about you? I was teaching a class one day. They were between the ages of 11 and 15. And one of the better students said aloud to me, "He is black," as he looked to another male student in the class who looked to me like he was Chinese. When I appeared confused to my young noble class, they replied again, "He is black." Again, I looked at the male child they were referring to. Again, I saw a Chinese boy. I paused, standing at the front of the room, all eyes on me. Then I turned to the board and wrote, "Black is beautiful." Then I turned to meet the gaze of the class. "You think black is beautiful?" one of my top students said. "Yes, black is beautiful," I said. There was a confusion about the room. The students looked to one another. There was a quiet mumble. I looked to the boy they were all talking about, the boy that was black. He looked straight into my eyes and was smiling. I can still see his face. I felt like I was his only friend in the room, and I think I was. It turned out that he was a Tibetan boy. He had perhaps a little darker skin tone than most of the other students. He was clearly a Lhasa city boy. The nomads were much darker complexion. He was either the son of a rich Tibetan family or a mixed race Tibetan-Chinese family, or adopted into a wealthy Chinese family, which is very doubtful because the Chinese usually don't adopt outside their family, let alone outside their race. That's why you can go to China and, they used to just be throwing babies at people. You know, in our country it takes 5 years. Over there it takes 5 minutes to adopt a child. So, yeah, they don't like to adopt children. This poor boy alone among spoiled, rich Chinese children, they must have been so cruel to him. Can you imagine this? Could you imagine being the loneliest child in the school? The school was made up of wealthy people's children from all over China. And I have one clear memory of that school. Standing outside the front gates looking in, the students hanging their arms through the small little metal openings of the gate like they were jailed. They couldn't leave. They lived there and they spent all of their time there. They rarely were able to leave. They needed a special pass. It was almost impossible for them to obtain. I remember their arms jutting out. They were literally reaching for me, calling my name, Mr. David, Mr. Tommy. trying to break them out for a little freedom. You know, when I was young going to school, I used to compare school to a jail. You know, oh, it's a jail. I had no idea. After the school day was over, at least I went home. Always remember, no child deserves a useless parent. Feed, clothe, house, and educate your child well, or I'm going to give you such a slap!